Hey everybody, David asking your Torah tech guy. Hey, Zoom or YouTube? Which should it be? That's our question for today. Which should it be, Zoom or YouTube, for your learning, for your services, maybe even for the high holidays? And I want to suggest to you that there are at least a couple compelling reasons why I would argue for Zoom. But let's get into it first. What are you currently using? Do you currently have your services, your classes meeting over here on Zoom? Or are you all just streaming it out to YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else? So here are my two arguments, okay? The first is about quality of experience. Quality of experience. As a leader myself of services, I will tell you that the quality of my experience when I'm leading services is drastically different when I can see other people. If I'm just staring into a camera, let me qualify this for a moment. I'm assuming that there are going to be some people in the room with you. Because we also want to engage the folks who are not in the room with us, but in the Zoom with us, or the YouTube with us, that's what I'm talking about. So I understand that we may be able to look at human beings sitting in the room, but because we also want to be thinking and focusing on those who are not in the room with us, it is much more difficult for me to do that kind of connection when I can't see them, when I'm just staring into a camera or a lens. In Zoom, because I can see the faces, because I can see their expressions, because I can see how they are reacting to what I'm putting out there, my experience as a leader is much, much richer. Now let's talk about the quality of experience for the participants. We all want to be seen. We all want to be seen. We want it to matter that we show up. If I'm going to take time out of my day, out of my schedule, if I'm going to not attend any of the millions of other experiences that I could possibly attend in this time frame and come to yours, I want it to matter that I'm there. And it's much easier to know that you see me, to know that you recognize that I'm here, to know that you are grateful as the leader that I'm here as a participant in Zoom, when we can see each other in a multicasting kind of environment, as opposed to on YouTube, when we're limited only to really if people are chatting. If people put comments in, if they chat, then I know that you're there. But that in and of itself, to me, isn't nearly as compelling as being able to see the people who are participating as a leader and as a participant, knowing that I'm being seen. So first of all, quality of experience. Second of all, engagement. In YouTube or Facebook, you're limited to comments or chat. Now, I've seen some really powerful, engaging experiences in comments or chat. It can happen. In Zoom or, in YouTube or Facebook, you can absolutely engage people in meaningful dialogue through the comments and the chat. It's not easy, but it can be done. And you have to be a good multitasker, because you have to not only now pay attention to the production that you're putting out, the visual experience. Not only do you have to do that, you also have to be paying close attention to the chat or the comments, not to mention actually praying or teaching, right? Thinking about the content that you're sharing. So it's a heavy lift for any one person to be able to use the chat or the comments in a powerful enough way to really engage with people in YouTube or Facebook. But in Zoom, you have instant feedback. You can look at someone and you can see if what you just said touched them, and then you can literally say, tell me, hey, use their name. Hey, Jack. Hey, Harvey. Hey, Melissa. It looks like that resonated for you. Tell me what you're thinking about that. Unmute. Tell me what you're thinking about that. Or you can say to people in Zoom, hey, everyone, put in chat who you're thinking about, who you're praying for, what your thoughts are about this. And then you could read those out loud and see people's response to you reading their comment out loud. There's something different about the quality of engagement that we get in Zoom, both through the chat, I would argue, and through being able to invite people to unmute, being able to see their faces. Quality of experience and quality of engagement. Now, two caveats to this. The first for the first one and the second for the second one. The caveat for the first one is, and this is specific to the leader, is that in order for the quality of experience for the leader to be the best that it can be in Zoom, you need to have the setup such that the leader can see the Zoom participants. So if you're on the bima, if you're leading a service, you may need to have a screen in the back of the room, a large enough screen. You may need to have a large enough screen in the back of the room so that people can see, so the leaders can see who's in the Zoom, or maybe just an iPad on the podium so they can glance down and see who's in the Zoom. Or if you're teaching around a table, maybe you just have a TV with a Facebook portal or something like that so that you can see the folks who are in the Zoom. So that's number one. In order for it to be as effective as it can be, the leader needs to be able to see the people, not just the people seeing the leader. Second, about chat in YouTube and Facebook and also in Zoom. For chat to be most effective, you need to have the tools or the people set up to moderate and facilitate that chat. You can't do it all by yourself. So whether you're using a tool like Zoom OSC and Companion to automate chat messages, or whether you have an actual moderator who can respond to people, put links in if you want to send them to a particular site or to a Devar Torah or another video or whatever it is, and also to feed you the comments that are most appropriate that you may want to respond to as the leader. So the two caveats are, number one, in Zoom, you need to be able to see the participants in order for that quality of experience to really be the best it can be. And second of all, when it comes to chat or comments, you're going to want to make sure that you have help or the tools to make sure that that chat or those comments are moderated and facilitated to get the most out of them. So I clearly come down on the side of Zoom. And in fact, when I lead services online, I'm trying to think if I've ever actually done one on YouTube. I don't think I have. I think I've really done almost all of them on Zoom. And that's by design. That's very, very intentional because of the quality of my experience and the quality of the participants' experience. I love when one of my participants has their cat in the shot or their dog in the shot, and I can call and I can say, "Sing it out loud, doggy," and they start making the dog dance or something like that. Those little things that remind people that it matters that they're here, that I see them, and that engage them in the experience rather than just being passive participants. That to me is what makes Zoom or Teams or whatever you're using a multicasting solution rather than a broadcasting solution so much more powerful. Yes, it's a heavier lift. It is a heavier lift. But we're not in this to do easy. We're in this to do transformative. And to me, this is a decision that we should all be making when we think about services that we're leading, classes that we're teaching, so on and so forth, and how we're going to be engaging our communities going forward using digital tools. If you want to learn more about these digital tools or anything else, I want to invite you to visit me at TorahTechGuide.com, and I have lots of resources there, and also I'm always able to help. By the way, if you're an eCam user, I'm going to be teaching an eCam lab, leading an eCam lab for the Office Hours community on Tuesdays at noon Eastern, and I'd love to see you there. For more information about that, head on over to officehours.global. That's what I got for you today, my friends. I got to run because my wife is coming home. I got to pick her up at the airport, but I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.